So we're going to talk more about insects today, and I have a special guest who's going to give us some new information about insects. Let's welcome Adventure Ashton. Hi, Ashton.
Hi, Miss Phillips.
So nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you too.
Oh, well, I was wondering before we get started if you'd like to meet my fish.
Absolutely.
This is Flippy, Floppy, and Ted.
Aw.
Would you like to feed them?
Sure.
Here you go.
Whoa, they're wild today, aren't they?
They're pretty crazy. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
All right, let's come over here. Would you mind having a seat?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday we learned about the different body parts an insect has. So we learned about the head, the thorax, the abdomen, the legs, the eyes, and the antennae or the feelers. We also talked about a few insects that kids in Fremont might see, or kids anywhere in the United States might see, like the bumblebee, a ladybug, a butterfly, the fly, an ant, or a mosquito. But I was wondering if we could talk about a few other bugs today.
All right.
This is a picture of a grasshopper. What do you know about grasshoppers?
Well, grasshoppers can jump really high, and as a defense mechanism, they'll throw up.
Ew. That must keep the people or the creatures that want to hunt them from eating them.
Yeah, it smells pretty bad and it tastes gross too.
Ooh, this is a praying mantis. Do you know anything about this insect?
Praying mantises are called praying mantises because when their arms are like this, it looks like they're praying.
Oh.
Another feature is that praying mantises will sometimes eat their mate's head.
Ooh. After mating?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Does the female eat the male's head?
Yes, the female always eats the male's head.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, pretty gross.
Ooh, this is a roach, short for cockroach. I think cockroaches can look and be kind of gross. What do you think?
Most cockroaches do spread disease, but there are some that don't. Some of them even make a hissing sound to defend against predators.
Ooh, a hissing cockroach. So interesting. This is a picture of a beetle. Do you know anything about beetles?
All beetles fly, and some come in a variety of shapes and sizes.
Wow. Thank you, Ashton. Now I have two pictures of two different kinds of caterpillars here. Do you know the difference in these caterpillars, or why is one so hairy looking?
Now, this one has hair because it uses that hair to defend itself from predators. You see, the hairs have a poison in them, and if any predators try and touch the caterpillar or eat them, it'll poison them. It'll taste pretty gross too.
Ooh. What about this caterpillar?
It doesn't really have a defense mechanism, unfortunately.
Is this a caterpillar that might turn into like a moth or a butterfly?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Very amazing. Ugh, what about this insect? A flea. What can you tell us about a flea?
Now, fleas can be found on anyone who owns a dog or even a cat. They're super small, but they jump super far and super high.
Wow. Now this one's called a lightning bug. It's that little light is actually an insect, and it's called a lightning bug. Do you know anything about the lightning bug?
Now, the lightning bug, or known as the firefly, will glow to attract a mate.
Oh, I never knew that's why they glowed.
Mm-hmm.
That means they want to have more babies.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is a dragonfly. Is there anything you can teach us about a dragonfly?
Now, dragonfly larvae, unlike most bugs, are actually born underwater.
Under the water?
Mm-hmm. The parents will go down in the water and lay their eggs, and the babies are called nymphs.
Wow. And this guy is a wasp. What can you tell us about a wasp, Ashton?
Now, wasps will keep stinging even after they don't lose their stingers, and they'll keep biting too, and they're pretty mean.
Now, have you ever been stung by a wasp or two, Ashton?
Yes, unfortunately, I got stung by a lot of wasps one time.
Oh, man. Was it painful?
It was very painful.
Oh. Well, this is our walking stick. You have to look very closely to see this one. It's hard to even tell which one is a stick and which one is a living insect. But this guy on the top, I believe, is a actual stick. Why does he look like that, Ashton?
Walking sticks or stick bugs have that feature as a camouflage mechanism so they can hide from any sort of predators that want to eat them.
Wow, so they blend in with their surroundings and look like a stick or a plant.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to our last bug called the katydid. Do you know anything about the katydid?
Now, katydids come in a variety of sizes and shapes, and they all look like a different type of leaf.
Wow, so like a leaf bug?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I was just going to draw up here that I didn't see that we had was a worm.
Actually, worms aren't insects.
Oh. What are they then?
Worms are a mollusk.
Wow, a mollusk?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, well then how about I add a spider because I think spiders are also insects.
Actually, you're wrong again, Miss Phillips. Spiders are arachnids.
Oh, so are they in their own category?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness you're here, Adventure Ashton. All right, we have one more activity up here that I wanted to show the kids. Now, here's a picture of a neighborhood, and in the neighborhood, I see a house here, and I know that people can live in houses in a neighborhood. So it made me wonder, what are some places insects live? So the title is Places Insects Live. So I was wondering if you could help me talk a little bit about these different places. So here we have an anthill. If you look closely, you can see insects all over the anthill. Do you know who lives in the anthill, Ashton?
Well, it's in the name, ants.
Ooh, that looks like a lot of ants in there. So they must make a hill together as a team?
Together as a colony.
Oh, and they all live in there together.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And here's a picture of a garden. Can you think of any insects that might like to live in a garden? Ashton, do you know any?
Well, a lot of different types of insects live in gardens, but there is one that always loves gardens, ladybugs.
Ooh, why does a ladybug love the garden?
A lot of aphids will grow on different types of vegetables, especially the tomato. And so, the ladybugs eat the aphids, so they'll gather up in swarms on tomato plants.
Ooh, and then that way the tomatoes have a chance to live and stay healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is a hive. What might live in a hive, Ashton?
Now, many different animals live in hives. Many different bugs live in hives. But one of them that we saw earlier is the wasp.
Now, did you accidentally step on a wasp hive once?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you got stung?
Yeah.
Oh, and did it look like just a mound of dirt or was it underground?
It was underground.
Wow, I didn't know hives could be underground.
Yeah, some wasps burrow under the ground, and their hives are under the dirt and soil.
Wow, otherwise they can be tucked up in different places, right? Wow. Oh, this is a picture of a dead tree. What kind of an insect might live in a dead tree? What do you think, Ashton?
Well, a lot of different insects live in trees, but walking sticks tend to live in dead trees sometimes.
Wow. And then this is a living tree, the opposite of a dead tree. It's alive. You can see all the green leaves on it. So do you think most of the insects that we're talking about would like to be in a tree?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we have grass. We have grass. Can you think of any insects down here that we talked about that live in the grass?
Ooh, a lot of them do. The grass can actually be home to a lot of beetles, grasshoppers, and at night, mosquitoes.
Oh. So here's an interesting one that says below ground. Below ground. Now, what insects might like to live below the ground or underground? What do you think, Ashton?
Some beetles can bury themselves under the ground, like the rhino beetle.
And do they do that to stay nice and moist or wet or to get protection?
They do it for a bit of both. The soil is good for them, and they also do it for protection.
Oh. Ooh, and I have this one, water. Water. Now you talked a little bit about an insect that that lays their eggs in the water. Which insect was that again?
The dragonfly.
Wow. Are there any other insects up here that you can think of that also live in the water?
A lot of grasshoppers will live near ponds and small bodies of water.
Wow. And my last one here is above ground. So it's the opposite of underground. It's above ground. Can you think of any insects that might live above ground?
Well, a lot of insects live above ground. Butterflies, ladybugs, and flies for sure live above the ground.
So a lot of the insects with wings maybe like to live above the ground? Wow, so interesting. Well, I'm going to get some tape for this later, but would you have time to play a quick game with me?
Sure.
Come on over. So this is a game that I made, and it has to do with word families. Do you know what word families are?
No, not exactly.
So a word family is a word that ends with the same two letters. And usually there's more than one word in that family. So for example, here's a word family, N. So if I had to put a letter in front of the N, I put the letter B, the word would be Ben. But then another word that I can think of would be den. And those words would be part of the same word family. So this is a game that I made that has to do with word families. So you can see we have the ed word family and the an word family here. So we're going to pull a card to figure out which one we want to pop first. These look like bubbles from bubble gum. If you ever chew bubble gum, looks like a bubble. So we have these really fun little fly swatters or whackers that we can whack when we find words that belong in the same word family. So let's try it out. Ooh, this is the an word family. Ashton, can you find all the words that belong in the an word family and whack them?
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Okay, my turn. Let me flip the card to see what I need. Ooh, the ed word family. Here I go. I might have hit that one twice. That was pretty fun. Now, if you want to make this game at home, you can. All I did was take a cup and some paper, and I traced circles using a pencil. So you have to hold the cup still with one of your hands and use the pencil to trace around the outside edge of the cup to make a circle. Okay? Then you can make another circle doing it the same way. If you take your time, you might be able to get 4 or 5 or 6 circles on one piece of paper. Then I wrote words on these circles, colored them, and cut them out. I'm going to give you a list of words for different word families, and you can write the words inside the bubbles, and then you can color them and cut them out. Now, for the fly swatter, I'll put a template online in the Google Doc for you to download, color, cut out, and use to whack the word families, or the words in the word family. Then you can also make the word family cards. Again, I'll make a list of these things for you, so you don't have to try to remember it all right now. Okay, there's lots of different word families and words that belong in the word families. Okay, I'll put a list of instructions online for your parents and you to look at later. Doesn't it sound like fun?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, thank you so much, Ashton. I think it's time for us to check in with Trixie for Trixie's Treasure of the Day. It's time for Trixie's Treasure of the Day.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you, Trixie.
Oh, well, Ashton, would you like to read Trixie's Treasure of the Day?
Thank you. Ooh, the treasure of today is to go outside and explore nature.
love Trixie.
Aww.
Speaking of going outside and exploring nature, I thought we could go check out the backyard to see if we could find any insects in our garden. Let's go on an adventure. We're here in our backyard, in our garden, looking at insects. Or wait, not insects.
Mollusks.
Mollusks. There's some earthworms in our dirt. I'm just gonna gently pick one up and look at it closer. He's so squirmy and slimy. There's another one. Wow, worms are so good for our garden. They help eat things that are in the soil, and then when they poop it out, it makes new soil that are called castings.
Yep, they eat all the dead plants and leaves, and then they poop it out, creating good fertile soil that helps garden plants grow.
Wow, let's keep looking around the garden and see if we can find any other insects. Let's go this way. Now I know looking under rocks and bricks can sometimes be a good place to find insects.
Let's check this brick out.
All right.
Ooh, we got a few bugs under here.
Where?
Here's one. It's called a pincher bug.
Wow, I've also heard people call those earwigs, but do they crawl in your ear?
Nope.
Nope.
They actually call them earwigs because they crawl into ears of corn and eat all the corn.
Oh, and why do they call them a pincher bug?
They have little pinchers on their back. Let's see that. Which they use as a defense against predators.
Wow, and could they pinch humans or people?
Yep, they can.
Does it hurt?
Not too bad.
I didn't know they pinched at all with humans. I've never felt a pincher bug pinch me before. I'm glad you're being so gentle with it. And now, is a pincher bug considered an insect?
Yes, it has 6 legs.
Wow. And I see it. All right, shall we look around a little bit more, see if we could find another kind of insect or some more insects? Let's go. Oh, nice. I'm going to put him back in his home. I wonder what I can find under this brick. Oh, I see something crawling. What's that, Adventure Ashton?
What did you find, Miss Phillips?
This little guy.
Ooh, that is a little type of millipede.
Really? Where did he go?
Right there.
Wow, and is a millipede an insect?
Yes. Although, strangely not like other insects, they have a ton of legs.
Oh, I'm looking at this log here, this tree branch, and I see a teeny little insect crawling on it. Do you see it?
Oh, right there.
I see a couple of them. What are those?
Those are called ants.
Ants. We definitely know that ants are an insect with 6 legs. All right, let's keep going. Now remember, when you're looking at insects, be kind. We're not trying to ruin their homes or squish them. We're being really kind and gentle. Now, one thing I want to say is you have to be really careful when you're looking underneath rocks and bricks, because sometimes you might see a spider.
Right there.
Did you find a spider? Where?
Right there.
Oh, wow, I see it. Can you see it, camera guy? Yeah, he's hard to see. He's very small. And there's another pincher bug crawling down there. Wow. I know it's a little harder to see, but I keep seeing flies flying around too. Well, I think we saw enough insects for today. Thank you so much for coming today, Ashton.
You're welcome, Miss Phillips. Thank you for having me.
All right, and you have an adventurous rest of your day. See you tomorrow.